Hey, welcome back, everybody. There's going to be a little bit of housekeeping early in this one. We have some big moves to make, voted on and discussed by the thread. I did make some mathematical, I made a bit of an error there on the pull bean. I was actually subtracting from Walker Run salary, so she's going to end up being a bit more expensive. So we'll do that one last, and then see what we have left over. And I'll just kind of exercise my judgment on that one. We'll either go for her or Rustavilla. So, here we go. First move. This was near unanimous. We are going to bring on Emery Doyle for K. Frequin. Obviously, Frequin is a much better pitcher, but she's only thrown 5 innings so far, 5.1, 5 and a third. And frankly, I mean, at that price, we're through a quarter of the year, we've paid her about $600,000 per inning pitched, which really isn't acceptable to have that much money just sitting on your bench. So, this one kind of wasn't as hard a move as I thought it was going to be. But again, kind of shocking. Like, I really thought Frequin and Steamboat Whistle were going to be parts of any kind of run we were going to make. But anyway, that one's done. I do want to check this real quick. I'm not going to make the move just yet because I want to see if he'll come down in the next 2 games. But this was another move we decided on, was Rufus Houndstooth for Lana Rhymes. Like I said, I'm going to wait a couple games, see if that price comes down a little bit. It's not going to be much, but it'll save us, a couple $100,000. And I mean, doesn't sound like much in terms of baseball, but I could certainly use that money. Anyway, up here, so the big moves we decided on. Patience Evergreen has not been working out offensively, really isn't a great defensive player either. So we're going to be moving her for Carson Rojas. Now, he has the utility trait, so with that infield, outfield, secondary position, he can play every position on the field except catcher, and he doesn't suffer any kind of fielding penalty for doing so. So, an amazingly versatile player. I'm worried about the offensive stats. He does not have very good contact at all, but it'd be hard for him to be worse than Patience Evergreen. So we're going to go ahead and make this move, too. Free up a little bit more money to go after some big names. Alright. And the last defensive move we're going to make is Walker Runs. He's been okay, hasn't really worked out, I would say, offensively. Although he hasn't been our worst performer, for sure. But we decided we want to go out there, get a defensive shortstop. Oh, where is he? There you are, Kale Santana. So, Santana's an older player. He's going to be a 1-year rental. I'm alright with that. Again, not great offensive stats, although better than Carson Rojas. But what we really want is that defense at shortstop, because Guns Jackman has just been a liability there. So, I'm willing to put up with a little bit of a drop-off in order to get that. And honestly, like, in terms of their offensive stats, we're not really missing much here. I think it was a good move. So, excuse me. I would like to mention the game actually updated yesterday, so I'm hoping that it's not going to do anything to the video capture, but I found it does run a lot better now. The other moves we wanted to make. So where is Appleseed? Oh no, sorry, where's Reigns? We wanted to move Jermaine Reigns. He just has not been working out. He doesn't have a good arm. I mean, he's not expensive. There was the option of keeping him as a backup catcher, but I'd rather have the money, honestly. And Kenna Corrin has been doing... I think she's almost a better catcher than Reigns. Speaking strictly as a catcher, so defensively anyway. So we're going to go ahead and move Jermaine Reigns, and we're going to bring on a talent that I spotted, Steven Appleseed. So really good offensive numbers, great arm, good fielding. He should be a very dependable starting catcher for us. It's a pricey move. It's cost us a little over $5 million, but I don't think we can afford not to do it. Now the last move, this is where we actually run into a bit of trouble if we also want to move for a starting pitcher. We wanted to, when I did the math, I actually did it for Walker Runs, who was making a little bit more than Bad Hop. So that's going to cost us more money than we can afford if we also want to move for a starting pitcher. Not really sure what to do about this. I do really like Russell Davila. We could wait one game to see if the price comes down. 5.2 would leave us at about 7.5, but if we, I mean, the other thing was that we wanted to maintain some kind of a reserve there for player development. So I'm gonna hold off on this move for this game. That's a Plunge Wankerstein. That's a great name, but he is gonna be making too much as well. One thing I think needs to be mentioned is that we're making a lot of these moves very early. So the prices are going to be relatively high still. The defensive moves... The defensive moves did free up some cap space, but I don't know that they freed up quite enough to make the moves that... to make this pair of moves. So... I guess the other thing we could do is Pomp Douchey. That would leave Sturdy Woodman at first. Right center. We've got a couple options in left. I think I'm gonna make... Yeah, Sturdy Woodman's a better first baseman anyway. In my opinion. You know, this is kind of the kind of move that I'd rather put to the thread, but Pomp Douchey is a much better, I would rather move him than Bad Hop Brown for now. He hasn't been hitting well, he hasn't been effective offensively. Defensively, he's alright, but not great. So I guess what we're going to do for now is I'm going to hold off on that last move. We have two different very good third base options, but Bad Hop Brown's been good enough for us, so I think he can get us through one or two more games. Actually, two more games. So that's what we got so far. We brought on Carson Rojas. Got rid of Patience Evergreen. We also got rid of Kay Frequin. Apparently she offended a Freebooters coach by not playing. Signed Kale Santana for Walker Runs. And signed Steven Appleseed, which is our big offensive replacement so far. So, all that done... I want to try something. I'm not going to play the game. So this is how you, this is going to tell us probably what our lineup's going to look like. They're going to keep Sturdy Woodman at first. What I want to see is... Oh, they're not going to play Santana. They're going to play Santana at second. Oh, that's a terrible. Well... Wow, that makes no sense at all. Alright, whatever. Alright, well, I guess we're going to be watching Santana at second. I'm not really sure what to do about that until the developers give us control over the lineups and position players. in simulated games. And just a quick check to make sure they did not do that. They did not. Yeah, that really makes no sense. No, I don't. Ugh, frustrating. Oh well. So, we're gonna go ahead and watch game 1 against the Moose. Winnie Noelle has not been good to start the year, but we'll see if she can maybe pick this one up. She has been better recently. And then we'll see how Angel Verde does in game 2 of the Moose series. So, the one move we have not made is third base, and we also have not moved Lana Rhymes yet. Can't believe I messed that up, but hey, this is how life goes sometimes. So the Moose, a really tough team, great hitting, great starting pitching. If we can get to the bullpen, we've got a shot at breaking through. What I'm a little worried about today is we're going to be facing Rhiannon Cannon, who's one of the best pitchers in this league, and a personal favorite of mine, actually. That lady throws high heat. She has good control. She's going to be very tough for our hitters to figure out. I'm hoping that Stephen Appleseed is going to provide a much needed boost to the lineup. And there's a well-hit ball to third. Brown's going to field it. You know, I'm not really sure that I want to move Bad Hop Brown. He has been really not a bad defensive player to start the year, as we expected him to be. One thing you might have noticed is that in Winnie Noelle's fitness, it says juiced, and you got that little flashing bar. Fitness impacts stats, is kind of like Mojo does, and juiced is kind of a random one that will appear. Nacho Chris Bosfo has it, but he's also rattled, so that kind of offsets it. And that will provide an all-around boost. So, looks like Noelle's going to win that battle, and Crisp will ground out to short to end the inning. So let's see what the Freebooters can do. And let's see what the new guys can do. Woodman will ground down the third base line, but not hard enough to get through. There's out one. And well-hit ball right to the second baseman for the second out, making it easy for Rhiannon. Another well-hit grounder right to the defender, and there's the third out. So Rhiannon Cannon doesn't have to break a sweat there getting through the first. If we give her every inning like that, she's going to pitch a complete game, no problem. I'm hoping, because of the hard contact, that if we can keep hitting them that hard, eventually they won't go to the defenders. Now, I'm really surprised the game didn't move Jackman to second. I think it might be because his fielding is so bad that moving him to second could have... Oh, there's a well-hit ball, fortunately fell. Moving him to second could have put him in the red. Winnie Noelle with some nice reaction on the mound. She'll get that grounder and fire to first. So I'm kind of wondering if we had, well, I don't know. Maybe they would have put someone else. They would have put Landon Fair at second or something. But there's a pop-up, and center fielder Brickhouse is going to grab that. I actually did not see who we have in left today. And Pompduchy, a nice diving stop. He'll throw to first. Winnie Noelle covering for the third out. Nice job by Noelle so far, keeping these Moose Bats silent through two. Here's Guns Jackman. One thing we can hope for with Guns is that, well, two things I'm wondering. Once his mojo goes back to normal, if it does, I'm wondering if they'll move him to second at that point. Let's see what Rhiannon does here. She will walk Guns Jackman. So his mojo's back to normal if he can keep it there for the whole game. Oh, here we go. So you could hear when you sign someone who wasn't created by the developers, who was a random... Oh, Steven. Oh, a soft tapper to second. Almost turned 2, but fortunately not hit hard enough. So the runner did advance, and Douchey's going to shatter his bat, popping out to the first base side. Let's see if Brown can get anything going here. So nice at bat by Guns Jackman to take the walk, but we haven't really done much since then. Bad Hop Brown gets ahead 3-0. 2 out, and Bad Hop's going to walk, so that wasn't a particularly great job. Here's Kale Santana. Just because Rhiannon had a hard time finding the plate at all. And wow, nice hit. So it looks like the run could score. They're sending, and they're not going to try. They're just going to throw to third to hold the runner at second. And we got our first run of the game. Kale Santana with an RBI single. And Cash Basquet, hero of Game 6, steps up to the plate. Let's see what she can do with 2 on. Inside out swing. It's not going to break through. Basquet almost got to the bag, but beat by a couple of steps. Boy, I think I was talking about Guns Jackman. So the thing is, even with him still at short, if we surround him by good defenders, that could take some of the pressure off of him. So he might actually not be quite as boy, nice pitching by Noelle. We might not see all these errors. Ooh, that one almost caught the inside corner. And she'll shatter a bat of her own. Looks like it's almost going to reach the stands, but not quite. Bad Hop Brown tracks it down. Oh, yeah, and I just like the name Bad Hop Brown. I would hate to get rid of him, but we'll see what we decide. And there's a pop-up. Outfielders should get to it, I would hope. What the heck? So, that'll be a single. The outfielder's a bit too slow to reach it. I don't know if we have Rojas playing, but he would be in left if he is. And, Noelle's going to throw over. This is a home game for the Freebooters. There's a high pop. And looks like Stockton Brickhouse is going to grab it for the second out.
Now batting, the second baseman, Fred Bobbitt.
Fred Bobbitt having a nice start to his year, batting .306, 3 RBIs. But he'll just ground out to the pitcher here, who will fire to first and end the inning. So Winnie Noelle having a great start to her game. Moose go down. She's only faced 10 batters now.
The designated hitter, Sturdy Woodman.
Ooh. Nice rip by Woodman, but fell. And another nice rip. This one's got a shot. Sturdy Woodman sends one to the first deck. A solo shot to start the 4th inning. 428 feet, his 4th home run of the year. He has been flashing power at the plate.
Now batting, the center fielder, Stockton Brickhouse.
That'll bring up Brickhouse. He is not off to a great start, but with those stats, he really ought to go on a run soon. So I'm kind of all right with waiting. Nice job of plate discipline there. And that went outside to make a full count, and she will miss wildly with that curveball. So Rhiannon Cannon gives up a home run and a walk to lead off the inning. third inning. Sorry, I said fourth. Runner on, nobody out. Oakley Stiffs will go down swinging, though, so Rhiannon Cannon gets her first out of the inning. Guns Jackman now at the plate. He reached in his last at-bat on a walk. Quickly goes down 0-2 here. But there's a well-hit ball. That's getting in there for a base hit. Runners will advance. And the Freebooters now have first and second, one out, with the new catcher, Stephen Appleseed, stepping up to the plate. So last time he just grounded out harmlessly. We'll see what he can do here. There's a foul. He's got two runners on, one in scoring position. The Freebooters could break this game open with a well-hit ball. And he's going to ground to third. They'll fire to second onto first, double play. So Stephen Appleseed has not wowed in his debut as a Freebooter, although he's only had 2 at-bats so far, so we'll see where this goes. Hieronymus Jackson, a very dangerous hitter, off to a great start this year. 333, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Looks like one of the Moose bats that is really working for this team. Winnie Noelle really challenging him with that fastball. And that was a nice one on the corner, but maybe just to get the bat on it and stay alive. And there's a high pop. Appleseed's going to barely even move to get that one. Nice bit of pitching. One thing I was a little bit afraid of after that opening day travesty is that Winnie Noelle was just going to lose faith in her stuff and fall apart. But she has really done a nice job of recovering from that. And 55 pitches. Wow. Well hit, but right to Douchey at first for the second out. As I said, she's done a very nice job recovering. She's still got faith in her velocity, so she is challenging these hitters. And doesn't pay off for her there, but 2 outs with a runner on first should be a situation she can get out of. Nevertheless, Irene Fast, a very good power hitter, and represents the tying run in this game right now. Nice strike on the inside corner. Looked like a 2-seam fastball. And trying to get her to go outside, but Fast isn't biting. They'll send the runner, and Irene Fast will pop up a mile high, but right in the infield for the third out. We'll bring up Douchey, Brown, and Santana. Santana's already got himself an RBI single. I like the way he says that. And, boy, terrible pitch got away from him. Rhiannon Cannon's really struggling to find the strike zone today. And there's a well-hit ball. That's going to dink in for a single to right field. So Douchey will reach. Let's hope we can continue to capitalize on this. Rhiannon Cannon, normally such an ace, she's just having her pitches just don't seem to be working for her today. But this is what aces do. Even when they let on runners, they battle through, give their team a chance. So they'll send the runner. Boy, why? But he reaches. Oh, actually, Douchey's pretty fast. I didn't realize. So Douchey able to get into scoring position and now advances to third with Kale Santana at the plate. And right down the center, he tries to push that one, but it goes just foul. A slow grounder will score the run. The infield has not moved to The infield is not playing in, and there's a hard grounder that's going to get through for a base hit. So Kale Santana now 2 for 2 and has 2 of the Freebooters' 3 RBIs so far. And Basket is going to line to the infield. That'll be a double play. So Freebooters tack on one more run. They are now leading 3-0. And Winnie Noelle pitching a gem. Even when she's missing, it's not by much. Just like that. She just moved that slider in a little bit and did a nice job getting the strike. And tries to go upstairs with that one. Got him that time. High pop behind the plate. Looks like it's going to go off the backstop. It was just a little bit too high. So now count full. We'll see what she does. There's a well-hit ball. Ooh, left that one right over the plate. Chest high. And he just went with it and sent it out of the park. So 421 feet. The Moose get on the ball, on the board. Rip Dingers lives up to his name and rips one to left center. Winnie Noelle gives up her first solo jack. We'll see how she recovers here. 73 pitches, 74 now. You'd think she could go a bit longer. Maybe another inning or two. Well hit ball. Jackman's going to bobble it, and they will get on. Bad throw as well, but Ducey not quite able to scoop it, but he does stop it. Now, double play very much in play. Speed on first is not good. But, oh, Stephen Appleseed has a hard time fielding that one. Didn't even look like that tough a pitch. And that will end the double play threat. Now ahead, she's got 2 strikes. Stallion Johnson threatening bunt. And boy, a beautiful low fastball gets him looking. Jose Tremendo, not off to a great start this year, but once he gets going, he can be a dangerous hitter. So you don't want to leave anything too over the plate for him. Winnie Noelle running into her first bit of trouble today. Still pitching at a good clip. That one looks like it's going to dink in. That's going to be a base hit. They'll send the runner. Brickhouse throws. Ducey stops the ball. And the second run will score. Well, Moose tack on 2 here. Double play again in effect. The infield is shifted. And Winnie Noelle almost hits him. Swing. Oh, terrible throw by Appleseed. Gets into the outfield. And boy, he does not look comfortable behind the plate today. Or at the plate, to be honest. Winnie Noelle strikes out another, says if my defense can't do it, I'll just do it on my own. So runner now at second in scoring position represents the tying run. Hieronymus Jackson at the plate, one of the best hitters for the Moose. And Noelle's going to challenge him. Thrown 97 pitches so far. Through the 5th. This has been about a 30-pitch inning so far. Hieronymus Jackson's going to walk. Honestly, not the worst strategy you can take with him. He is very good, and Nacho Crisp is a much weaker hitter. But Winnie Noelle definitely getting tired. I would expect the Freebooters to turn to the bullpen after this at-bat regardless of what happens. Although the bullpen has really not been good in these situations coming on with runners on. But Nacho Crisp and a ground out to short. Jackman will throw, and in time for the out. Moose tack on 2, making this a 2-3 ball game. Winnie Noelle able to get out of trouble, though.
The designated hitter, Sturdy Woodman.
Now we'll see if the Freebooters can give Rhiannon Cannon as much trouble as the Moose just gave Winnie Noelle. But it's not going to start here if they are. Sturdy Woodman's just going to ground back to the pitcher.
Center fielder, Stockton Brickhouse.
That's down.
Stockton Brickhouse at the plate. You would love to see him get something going here. Count full, 1 out. It's not going to end here. He fouls one off to stay alive.
Nope, take your base.
And he'll take the walk. Nice job of a nice little plate appearance there by Brickhouse.
The right fielder, Oakley sniffs.
That's outside. Steer.
And one thing the Freebooters have done a pretty good job of in this game is just letting Cannon pitch her own way into trouble. There's a well-hit ball, but right too short. Crisp is going to field it.
The shortstop.
Well, we had a little bit of technical difficulty there, so unfortunately, a little bit of a broadcasting equipment breakdown. Actually, I just ran out of space on my external hard drive. So we're going to rejoin this one in the 5th. Freebooters currently lead 3-2. Currently up to bat as well. Yep. And one of the nice things this game kind of does is save between every at-bat. So if things like that happen, even if the game crashes, if you need to leave suddenly, you can just pick up right where you left off. That'll bring Guns Jackman back to the plate. We did miss a couple pitches. Nothing happened. Still a runner on first, 2 out. Guns Jackman at the plate. Now down 2-2. Rhiannon Cannon still on the mound.
Nope, that's inside.
And count now full, 2 out. Payoff. They'll send the runner, and Jackman will pop up behind first. And that'll end the inning. So Freebooter is not really able to get much across there. And that'll bring up the Moose.
The first baseman, Harry Quaker.
They're going to leave Winnie Noelle in.
That's high.
That's interesting. So they're going to try to get her to at least get a couple of outs here, and she'll pick up one right away on a grounder to first.
The right fielder, Irene Fast.
So we'll see how Winnie does without her velocity,
Outside.
if she's able to fool some of these hitters.
That's outside.
Might be a look into the future, honestly. If she can get a couple outs like this, then we might want her to stick around for a while. 111 pitches and gets the strikeout with an outside fastball. A really nice pitch there. Completely fooled the hitter.
Now pitching,
And they're going to turn to Emery Doyle,
17.
the new lefty in the bullpen, to take on Rip Dingers, who has already ripped a dinger in this one.
Ball. Outside.
So let's see how he does here. Emery Doyle doesn't have any great rated stats. We'll get off to a quick walk here. But does have 4 very nice pitches. I really like his pitch selection. I like that he gives us another left-handed option. But I don't like that. There's a 2-run shot into the second deck. Inside pitch, he turned on and just launched almost 400 feet to right field. And the Moose will take a 4-3 lead in the 6th inning.
The designated hitter, Stallion Johnson.
So we'll see if Doyle can recover, at least get through the rest of this inning. Not a great first look at the new guy.
Nope, that's low.
But these things happen in baseball. And hopefully the Freebooters will be able to get some of those runs back. He does get the ground out, and that'll end the inning. So Moose tack on another 2 in the 6th off the 2-run home run. Freebooters now down 4-3. Stephen Appleseed at the plate, who does not have a hit in his Freebooter career
Nope, that's high.
in 2 at-bats, to be fair.
Steer.
Rhiannon Cannon still on the mound.
That's outside.
Some early trouble, but she's been pretty good, and he'll pop up to the catcher here. So Appleseed
You're out.
does not get his first hit.
Now batting, the first baseman, Bob Ducey.
Nope, that's inside. Oh, low.
Ducey might be able to draw another walk here.
Off the plate.
You would love to see him get on.
See ya.
Looks like Cannon doesn't want to go down without a fight. That one looked high, but Ducey able to stay alive here with 2 strikes. So we'll see the payoff. And another foul. Nice job by Ducey. But he will pop up there on what should have been ball 4, so not a great job.
Now pitching, Charlie.
And they're going to turn to Charlie Best. One of the best in the game. Specialist, great stats.
Strike.
He will work a curveball right over the bat. And Bad Hot Brown stays alive. Actually, looks like that one's going to squeak through for a base hit. Bad Hot Brown is on with a 2-out single to right. Kale Santana.
Number 4.
2 RBIs, 2 hits in this game. Let's see what he can do here against Charlie Best. Almost called him Randy Jackson. He's going to ground out to the pitcher. Best will field and fire for the 3rd out. Freebooters go down not quite 1-2-3, but about as close as you can get
The left fielder, Jose
when you give up a hit. Never really threatened in that inning.
Ball inside.
And that'll bring us to the 7th. Emery Doyle still on the mound.
Nope, high.
Having a bit of trouble finding the zone here against Jose Tremendo.
Zero.
This was definitely a risk of taking him on. That accuracy is not great. And Jose Tremendo isn't even going to swing at a pitch and still walk.
Now batting, the second baseman, Fred Bobbitt.
See ya.
High fastball for the first strike.
Ball inside.
Where Doyle seems to be struggling with location is with those breaking pitches. They don't seem to be starting over the zone. They don't seem to be ending over the zone. And hard hit ball there. That's going to get through. They won't send the runner to 3rd. So Moose now have 1st and 2nd.
Center fielder,
Nobody out.
Hieronymus Jackson.
I think the Freebooters should be looking at some of their better bullpen arms, but they're not going to, and Hieronymus Jackson's going to knock that one out. So a 3-run shot in the 7th inning. That'll put the Moose up 7-3.
Now batting,
And Emery Doyle
Nacho Crisp.
not off to a great start with his Freebooters career, but they're going to leave him in.
Nope, that's outside.
So I definitely
Take your base.
the AI bullpen management is not great in this game.
Now batting,
It's actually weirdly better in DH leagues.
pitching,
Here comes Grace. They're going to
Henneman.
finally pull him out of there. But for some reason, it doesn't seem to work very well in non-DH leagues. And nice job tagging the runner and getting the double play there.
The right fielder, Irene Faust.
Anyway, it seems to work better when there isn't a DH. I don't know why that would be. It seems like it would be easier to manage and easier to program without or with a DH because you don't have to worry about the pitcher coming up to bat. But both of the prior Super Mega Baseball games did not have DHs, so I guess they're kind of new to that.
The left. Now
As
in the
far as
game,
I'm aware,
Martinez.
the recent update didn't do anything for bullpen management, but hopefully that's coming. It also wasn't great in the second game, and they did improve it quite a bit.
Strike.
Anyway,
See ya.
Cash Basket's going to strike out swinging here in the 7th.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
To start things off, Charlie Best just on fire. He's going to get 2 outs and 5 pitches, I think.
Now batting the center fielder, Stockton Brickhouse.
So 2 outs, Stockton Brickhouse up. He's going to ground out. Charlie Best has himself a 6-pitch inning. And the Moose are they survived early trouble with Rhiannon Cannon. Seem to be cruising here in the 8th inning. Too bad, Winnie Noelle had a great start today. But looks like it might end up being wasted. I do like that chewing gumbo sign in the back there. Sounds kind of gross though. Lupinovich really sharp though today. She is finding those corners with the fastball. And overall, she's done a pretty good job for us in relief. Great changeup there in the inside corner. Gets him striking out looking for the 2nd out. And she had some early trouble in this season too. She's really, I would say she's been one of our most productive arms in the bullpen. She gets the ground out here to Santana. And I've also been pretty impressed with Santana, both defensively and offensively. I do wish the game would put him at short. I could do that myself. Might be something we want to think about going forward. But anyway, Charlie Best still on the mound. Oakley stiffs at the plate. And he'll get the ground out to 2nd here to start the 8th. Now, the only... Ooh, there's a nice hit, but right to the right fielder. The only thing I'm really hoping for at this point, other than a miracle, is... Let's see what Appleseed can do. Is that Charlie Best might throw too many pitches in this one to be available for the next game. And Steve Appleseed will break his bet. He will not get his first hit here. And that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Freebooters. Haven't had a run since the 4th inning. 3rd inning, excuse me. 4th inning? I think it might have been the 4th. Well hit ball that's going to hit foul, though. Missed extra bases by a couple of feet. Lupinovich trying to get him to chase there, and he does. To bring the count to 2-2, and there's a well-hit ball. Right field, got a shot. He does not jump for it, and that one's gone. These Moose hitters are dangerous, I'll tell you. Jose Tremendo had not been tremendous this season, but he'll get his first home run against Grace Lupinovich. And there's a high fly ball to center field. Brickhouse will field for the first out. Hieronymus Jackson, always a very dangerous hitter. He had the 3-run shot earlier in the game. Lupinovich looking mighty tired here. They are going to leave her in for now, but she'll walk him on 4 pitches. So we'll see who they turn to if they bring Ryder McBride out, but they're going to leave Lupinovich in. Not sure I understand that move. And she will give up a 2-run shot to Nacho Crisp. So if we could fire the coach, I would do it right now. I have no idea what he's doing. Let's see if they bring in Ryder McBride now. Here he comes. The Moose tack on 2. There's a base hit up the center. And I'm telling you, if there were coaches in this game, he would be fired right now.
The right fielder, Irene Bass.
Although, I guess you can tell what kind of owner I am by that. But McBride will get the pop-up to home plate for the second out. Runner remains on first. I'm going to bring up Rip Dingers, who had a dinger. I think I've made that joke twice now.
Nope, that's no.
Gets a pop-up, but that one's going to go foul.
See that?
And he'll get the strikeout swinging. But Moose tack on another 3 on the home runs. And Freebooters down to their last 3 outs yet again.
That's outside.
Duchy looks like he's going to fly out to the infield here. 1 down.
Now batting, the third baseman, Bad Hop Brown.
See ya.
Let's see what Bad Hop Brown can do.
Foul.
Well hit, but foul. And yet again, the bats have just been very quiet after a promising early start for this team.
The second baseman, number 4.
Again, the one thing you hope for here, you can see Charlie Best is getting very tired. He might not be available tomorrow. And I don't know that the Moose have many great options behind him in the bullpen. Well, tomorrow actually would be today, since I'm doing this as a doubleheader. Cale Santana looks like he's going to get his 3rd base hit. So he'll get on here with 2 outs in the 9th.
Now
And you can't say he didn't do his job today.
Now pitching, Felix Farmhand.
And here's an example of the Moose bullpen, Felix Farmhand. I believe he's come up in the friend. And that one's not quite going to get past the outfield. So the Moose will take game 1 of the 2-game set. Freebooters fall 10-3, mostly again off the bullpen. And boy, I was really hoping for a little bit more from Emery Doyle. Only a 1/3 of an inning pitch with 5 earned runs. That's about as bad as you can be in your first outing. Lupinovich did what she could, ended up giving up the 3-run home run. Just, again, exhausted bullpen. Bats, I would say a better game, but still not a good one. Just 3 runs and 7 hits. We did take a lot of walks today, which I like to see, but we weren't really able to convert those into runs. So Moose obviously were, and we do not crack the top 3 today. I was actually kind of hoping Cale Santana would. He had a great game. Hold on, just want to see his stats really quick. Cale Santana went 3 for 4 today with 2 RBIs. That is about as good a start to a career as you could hope for. Stephen Appleseed disappointed, but across one game, you can't really be shocked about something like that. The one thing I did not do earlier, I'm going to do right now, is take a look at player development. And it looks like we did lose Bad Hop Browns, but if we're going to replace him anyway, that's whatever. But we do have a new one popping up here. Angel Verde can get a ligament repair. Oh. So, one of the descriptions for these surgeries is like, you don't have to be injured to get improvement. We could get Ed Reed some beefcake powder. Box doesn't list any ingredients. We don't think that should stop anyone. That's actually not... He does need velocity. He wouldn't really miss those 4 accuracy points. Could gain K-Man out of that. Angel Verde could get ligament repair. Again, kind of similar. He could get some extra junk, which, you know, again, would not be a terrible move by us. Red meat diet is a waste of time, usually. And in this case, center fielder, you could always use the arm, but really he needs to focus on fielding and speed. And he's also, I don't know if he's someone we want to keep on the team for a long time. Lana Rhymes could definitely use the stats, but doesn't need contact in a DH league, and her accuracy is good enough, and we might be getting rid of her anyway. So the only post I got on development was everything on the left side, but it looks like Bad Hop Brown's disappeared. I'm going to go ahead and grab Guns Jackman. This would give him extra fielding, which he desperately needs. It would give him contact, which he doesn't desperately need, but it's never going to hurt. And it's going to expire soon, so also, I don't think there was a chance for traits. So the star means he got 8 contact out of that one. That's pretty cool. I was hoping for the 12 fielding, actually, but better luck next time. He still gets up to 50 in fielding, so that's awfully nice. The only other one I'm kind of interested in here is one of the 2 pitcher, and probably Ed Reed. I think he could use the velocity. I don't think he would miss the accuracy, and I would love to see him get a trait, even though there's not a very high chance of that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, but we'll be uploading Game 2 shortly. So until then, goodbye.